Hi, glad you could join us. This is our film called Forever and a Day, and Nicole's going to share with us her struggles with alcoholism and her success. The hope is that we encourage you or somebody you know with our story. So first, Nicole, I'd like to start off by just letting you introduce yourself.
Yes, well, my name is Nicole. I am 40, almost 44, I'll be 44 this month. I grew up in Carrollton, Texas. I went to high school at Newman Smith. I was on the swim team, All-American swimmer with my sisters. My twin sister was prom queen. I was captain of the swim team.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, we had a fun time in school. Went off to college. I didn't drink or anything until sophomore year of college. But where I drank going out to parties and stuff. And it just did what everybody was doing. And I would have some times that were a little tough or sad or I, missed home. And I did find myself drinking. And then I would be having a tough time at work and I would drink after work. Was a waitress. So you would drink after work. And then it became a thing where it kind of covered up how I felt about things. And I never really fully worked through how I felt about a certain emotion. It was just, if you drink, you feel fine.
So it just sort of slowly snuck up on you?
Yeah, yes. It was not ever my intention to become an alcoholic. I didn't think that everybody who drank, because you did see quite a few people who drank and it didn't seem to be an issue. Luckily, I'd never got in like a DWI or anything like that. And so you kind of rationalize, well, I'm still going to work. I'm functional. I can still handle this. But there were times I would see like a TV show. There was a Dr. Phil where he would send people to rehab or something. And I would be so jealous. And I would just wish that I had an opportunity.
So you knew you were an alcoholic when you were an alcoholic. You weren't
Yes.
you were hiding it. Were you hiding it from others?
Hiding it sometimes or just not making a big deal about it. Shots were my friend. If you could take a quick shot of a drink, then you weren't holding a drink. And so you
clever.
You could cover up taking a couple extra shots and you couldn't, if you were at a function without holding, and then you could just hold the same drink. So yeah, you come up with all sorts of ways to manipulate what other people are seeing.
Now, did it impact relationships at all, or were you able to hide it and sustain throughout that?
Well, I got my divorce papers in rehab, so.
Oh, well, that answers that. Okay, that answers that. Well,
Yes. So, so no, I did not maintain relationships. I don't think I was a very good friend to some of my girlfriends as much as I could have probably have been a better friend, been able to show up to events and be there when they needed me. I don't think I was as good of a friend as I should have been.
Oh, interesting.
So, when I became sober, my best friend can call me and say, I need you right now. And I can be right there.
Now, you said when you became sober, what led you, what was like your epiphany? You shared with me, the Alcoholics Anonymous, and they said to some people it seems like it's like a religious experience, but what was your aha moment?
Yep. Well, so I tried to quit multiple times, and it did not happen. From the age of 23 to 37, I probably tried to quit at least 10 to 15 times. But this time, my best friend came to visit me and check on me, and it was the anniversary of my twin sister's death, the second anniversary.
Oh.
So she came to check on me and found me just drunk. The ex-husband had taken the kids and elsewhere, did not want them to see me like that, which I'm glad. And she called my little sister and said she needs help. And my best friend did. And so my little sister called to check on me and she said, well, call me if you need me. And I kept thinking I could detox on my own. I could not. I could feel myself dying.
Whoa.
So she came and got me and drove me to the hospital. I detoxed at the hospital. While I was at the hospital, my dad showed up and my little sister, and they were looking for places to send me, like a rehab. And they came up to me while I'm in the bed and, trying to just detox. And they showed me these pictures on their phone and they're scrolling through and they're like, look how pretty this is. Look at this. It's like a retreat. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. Yes, I'll go. And I thought I was going for like a couple of days. And they started packing a bag and went and bought me some new shoes. And I was like, I think I'm only going for a few days. So like, just in case you need any of this. And so then I get there and they drop me off and leave. And it's a rehab. And
so you're anticipating a vacation.
I was thinking of retreat.
Retreat, okay.
Some kind of relaxing. There were horses and a pool and a gym. And I thought it was like a spa day. And it was not. But they had to actually give me sleeping medication to knock me out because I was so upset. And it was very late at night when I got there, so they didn't do the intake interview. So the next day, I have to go down and do this intake interview. And this guy sitting there asking me questions, and I said, well, I'm not supposed to be here. I need to be back with my kids. I do not need to be here at all. And he finally got tired of me talking trash, and he said, I don't give a bleep if you are here or not.
Oh.
But you have an opportunity to be better for your kids for the rest of your lives. So do you want to be here for 30 days and go back and be a better mom, or do you want to struggle the rest of your life? And those kids mean everything to me. So I stayed.
Wow. And it was all just your decision by knowing it's all on you.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't be waking up as grumpy mommy. They didn't deserve that. I had parents that I could call any time of day, no matter what, even right now, and they would show up. My dad would show up. My mom has already passed on, but she would. And growing up, I could always count on them, and they deserve that. Like, my kids deserve a parent that can be there. My friends deserve a parent. My boyfriend deserves, that I can get there whenever. If somebody needs something, I can get right to them. And it's not, oh, I'm too drunk to drive my car. Oh, I can't come get you right now. I'm hungover. Like, they don't deserve that. They deserve the best. So I had to become the best.
For your family. And you had good role models, too. That was
Yes.
inspirational to you as
Yes.
well, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, God. Well, this retreat, you said it takes a month.
Well, so at the rehab, it's a month. They normally do them around a month because that's how long it does kind of take everything to come chemically out of your system.
Oh.
So you go and you start with, and they'll put you on different medications to kind of slowly bring you down. I had already detoxed at the hospital, and it was so funny because they ran all these tests. And they came back and told me that my liver was fine. And I was like, you might want to run that again. But since I knew I was an alcoholic, I was also taking milk thistle, which helps regenerate your liver. So I knew what I was doing to my body, and I was trying to take supplements to fix it and drinking at the same time. So it had, it still wasn't good. There were still other parts. It took 2 years for my brain chemical balance to come back. It took, I was so tired for a good year because my body was trying to heal.
After the rehab,
after rehab.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So people who are going through, just finished rehab, they'll always tell me, I'm so tired. And you're going to be tired for about a year because your body's healing and it takes all its energy to heal everything. So you're going to be exhausted. It's kind of like plugging your phone in, you have to sleep to recharge.
Wow. So that would be difficult. So, your relationships now, it would be hard, like at work. Do you, and I'm just saying this for people out there that know what to expect did you have to tell your work or did you how did you deal with being tired all the time but still trying to function?
Well, when I got out of rehab, I did have to find a job, and but I didn't tell anybody that I was a recovering alcoholic for 2 years. Nobody knew. It was because there was a shame attached to it, unfortunately.
Yes.
And but they push it on you to drink it, but then if you are an alcoholic, then how shame! Oh my God, you can't control your drinking. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry that you can't control your drinking, but it's like push, drink. And then when you do get addicted to it, it's shameful. So I didn't tell anybody. And then...
well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But you said that people who's pushing it on you?
Well, you can't scroll through an app. You can't watch TV. You can't do anything without alcohol being involved or advertised. Every event, not every event, but lots of events have alcohol.
Yeah.
The whole mommy wine culture to me is just super disgusting that they push, hey, come drink wine to deal with being a mom. Or you need to drink if you're going to a sporting event, or like they glamorize it.
It
They
is
make
glamorized,
yeah,
yes.
they make it like it is such a fun thing. Or, oh, this is Bobby. He can put down a whole 18-pack of beer and stuff like that. And that's like something to be proud of.
It's like the original Indiana Jones, where was it Marion?
Yes,
She could
at the
drink
beginning,
everybody
she could
at
drink them under the table.
The table, yes,
Right.
and that was something to brag about.
That was really cool. And yeah, it was definitely how many shots can you do? That's a bragging thing, and all sorts of stuff like that. And man, I wish I would have learned. My parents didn't have the information that we have now to teach us to work through our own emotions. Like, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to say how you're feeling so you can learn how to deal with it without a substance, without alcohol, without my game I like to play called Add to Cart. When I'm having a bad day, I play Add to Cart. And so
Wow.
2 weeks later, there's a Shein order. So, but...
Well, just going with it, let me just go with that. So now that you're sober, you have alternatives, right? Then do you have something you grab hold of when you like have an urge, or you're like you see that advertisement or you see that app that used to trigger you? I guess that must have triggered you.
Never. So in my mind, I had triggers leading up to this last time at rehab. So yes, other stuff in the past would have triggered me when I went to rehab this last time. So there's people who actually recover, and there's people who kind of white knuckle recover. I actually started healing and started recovering, which is different. So I don't get triggered by those things anymore. Now in the past, the reason that kept me drunk from 23 to 37, I did get triggered. Those things did convince me that I needed, I went out with my friends, I should probably have a drink, it's no big deal. I couldn't have one drink.
Is that the social drinking?
Yeah.
They say that if you're a social drinker, you're an alcoholic.
Right, and you thought that was okay, and so I would only drink, I would limit, if you have to limit when you drink, and you have to put a time frame on it, or how many you're gonna have when you go out, that might be
that's a
sign that there's an issue. And I had to do that. And so with the triggers back then, yes, but like now, that stuff isn't as much as a trigger as it's just kind of disappointing to see. One thing they don't talk about when you get sober, a couple of years into it, your eyes open up to how society is, and you're like, bro, what is all this advertising and this making money and this pushing this on people like they need it? What about more stuff where we learn to feel our emotions, or we go out on walks? Bo and I walk every morning. And I used to never do stuff like that. And that's really the only exercise that I do. But I look forward to it. It's like, and if I don't have that part of my day, then my whole day seems kind of wonky. But we go walk, and then I go to work. And then when I come home, I love to cook. And so I like to cook fun dishes and try new things. And so that's actually just started during COVID. Was the cooking. I didn't really cook before
really?
COVID.
Because I've seen some of your quick videos out there, and it
Yes.
look like you really have been doing this forever and know what you're doing.
No, but I watch people when I worked in restaurants. So I kind of had an idea on how to make things look pretty, but then you have to make sure that they taste good too. So, but they can't just look pretty. I've made a few dishes where they didn't taste well, but they looked really pretty. But